What is up, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to WP Workshop. I wanted to show you one very interesting plugin. It's simply called AI, it's by the WordPress.org team. It gives you access to a range of operations that you can do, experiments that you can do on your WordPress website using AI. So this is not about generating your whole website. This is not about writing blog posts. This is about doing specific, very focused actions, focused operations on parts of your content. For example, on your headlines, on individual paragraphs, with the goal being to help you improve that content at the end of the day. And I think it's already pretty useful. You should definitely check it out. So yeah, this is all you need to know. Okay, here we are. This is my website. As always, not a lot going on. So to get started, pretty simple. Just go into plugins, add new, and just look for AI. So the name of the plugin is pretty simple, but that perhaps makes it a bit difficult to find. But what you are looking for is the plugin that is just called AI. So yeah, install, activate it. I already did that. So with the plugin installed, actually the first place where you should go is into settings and connectors, because this is where you get to connect your site to AI. By default, you can use Anthropic's models, Google's, and OpenAI's. So I already integrated my site with OpenAI. This is pretty simple. All you do is just provide your API key. And of course, that API key you can get from platform.openai.com. It's probably not a free API key, so this means that you will have to pay for what you want to do with this plugin and with any other AI plugin on WordPress. So yeah, with that, you can go into settings and then AI. The first toggle to check would be this one at the top, and once you do enable that, you get to pick from what else is here on the page. So I just selected those because I'm finding them to be like really useful already for content work, especially once you tune up some of the prompts. So let me just show you quickly, how all of that works. So what we need, of course, is a blog post. So I just took one of the posts that I wrote previously. It's about free LMS plugins for WordPress. This is an actual post, not example content. And I just want to see, what this AI plugin can do for me. Can I get any usable content additions created by this AI plugin? So yeah, first off, I'm missing an excerpt, so I can generate one. Let's see how the plugin does it. So all you do is just click this new button, and after a couple of seconds you will see the excerpt here. So yeah, I think it is pretty good. It goes through what the post is and also comments on some of the specific things that are in the post. Yeah, overall this is pretty nice, I think. So before I jump into other features, the plugin actually includes a log of what's been going on with the actions that you are triggering here. So since I do have this one first action done already, I can jump into Tools, AI request logs, and when I refresh that, I'm gonna see what actually happened. So what you can see here is that one operation was executed with GPT-5 Mini, and it took some tokens and some time. We can view the details and we can see that the operation was excerpt generation, which is exactly what we did. So this log in here is gonna present you with all the operations. And yeah, quite similarly, you can do other things to your content. For example, you can shorten or expand or just rephrase some of your text. And right now it only works on single paragraphs, meaning if you highlight any of your paragraphs, you're gonna see this new icon in here, which allows you to do something with your content. Unfortunately, you cannot select multiple ones and then pick the action. So if I want to, let's say, shorten those 3 paragraphs, I would need to first join them into one, and then I can tell AI to maybe shorten it. And what's great is that when the operation is done, you're gonna see some summary, right? You're gonna see the original, the new version of the text, and you get to accept or, generate a new one. So yeah, saving 4 words is not, that incredible, but of course it all depends on the model that you're actually using. So as we've seen here in the logs, by default, the text model is set to GPT 5.4. And what's interesting is that there's no option in the plugin to change that. And I did some digging to find the settings, to find the place where you can actually tweak those models. So in the plugin directory, if you go into includes and find a file called helpers.php, then this is exactly where you're gonna find the code that's defining the models to be used. And as you can see, it's a simple array of values that define the model. So basically the first model from the list that you have integration with, that you have a connector for on your site, is gonna be used. So in my case, this is GPT-5 Mini. So of course, changing that in this file might not be the best idea, right? I mean, changing the code in the actual plugin. So, I wanted to make it simpler for me, so I just did a simple additional plugin, an add-on plugin that allows you to change that. It's even more experimental than the actual AI plugin. And I'm mentioning this because I want to show you what the difference can be. So if I change the model from the default one to maybe GPT-5 not the mini version, but the normal version. So yeah, let's save changes. Let's go back to my post and let's go into the same paragraph and let's try to shorten it this time. So we are using a different model for this part. And yeah, as you can see, this version of the GPT 5.4 model did manage to shorten text by 15 words. So right away, you can see that the differences in results of this plugin depend highly on the model that's being used for the work. And yeah, if I go into the logs again, I'm gonna see that this operation was indeed done by the normal 5.4 model and its content resizing. So this is the model, but what's the prompt, right? We've been taught that prompts are the most important thing when it comes to working with AI. So if you are interested in the prompt, you will need to do a bit more digging to find them. So again, the includes directory and then abilities, and then this is where all the abilities are. So for example, for content resizing, if you go into system instruction, you're gonna see exactly the prompt that's responsible for this work. And again, your results will be influenced highly by what's in the prompt, so this is again one more place to engineer the prompt a bit better if you want to tune this plugin up to give you a specific other results. But that's actually great because this plugin gives you great scaffolding for using AI in a very specific way on your site. And you can change the prompts, you can change the model, and you can basically make it your own, while the UI of it is handled by the core plugin. So I very much enjoy controls like that basically take those models, take the work they do, and then present it in an interesting and, very useful way, actually. So next interesting feature is actually the possibility to generate alt text for images. So let me just drag in an image, very simple image, right? Let's generate alt text and let's see how the model does it. So yeah, pretty accurate, it says what's in the image. Let's apply and we have a great alt text. Let's go into the logs. This time again, a default model was used, which of course we can change, for example, by using this add-on plugin of mine. Overall, I quite like this result, but you know what? Let's make it a bit harder. So in a place like that, you might want to use a screenshot of the tool that you are actually describing, right? So let's generate alt text for that. Yeah, pretty great. It really does explain what's in it. One more feature that I'm enjoying quite a lot is just summarizing the post. I mean, generating a summary. So that summary is gonna appear at the top, and it's basically kind of indeed a summary of what the post is. And of course, the plugin does what you would expect it to do. First of all, meaning generate headlines. So yeah, we have a new title suggestion. Yeah, it is okay. If we don't like it, we can regenerate or we can change the model, change the prompt, but it's pretty nice, I think. And lastly, one more thing that I want to test is to try out the editorial notes. So as it says here, this is gonna analyze the content of this post and suggest editorial improvements. But given that we will be analyzing the whole content of the post, and it is nearly 3000 words, so for that, I think I will change the model to a cheaper one, just to stay safe. So let's save the changes and yeah, let's try it out. So let's generate editorial notes. As you can see, we have 150 blocks in this post, so it can take a while. So I guess, give it a minute and we'll see what's up. In the meantime, actually, I wanted to see the prompt that's responsible for this work. And the prompt is really detailed. It aims to battle some of the common issues with doing work like that with AI. For example, example, the AI is going to be really eager to give you all the suggestions possible, even for stuff that's not actually any problems. So the prompt has been created to try to really deliver you actual improvement suggestions. So yeah, let's see if the simple, cheapest model manages to do any of it.
A few moments later.
And yeah, we are done. I think it took like 4 minutes, 3 to 4 minutes actually, so quite a lot. But we can see the notes here. So when I hover on each of them, I'm also gonna see the paragraph that this note is referring to. So we have some grammar suggestions, some accessibility suggestions. Interestingly, it tells me that my alt text is not very good. Yeah, some SEO suggestions and so on and so forth. So for each of them, you can also, add a comment. You can mark it as resolved or deleted. And this might be quite important because what you also get, one of the features that you also get is this one, editorial updates. And this is gonna apply pending editorial notes automatically, meaning the model is gonna read through all of those that are left and then implement them, which can be really, really powerful as long as you tune up your prompt and pick the model right. But overall, this can be a great feature. So yeah, I think we are good. I think those are the features, the specific features that I wanted to show you. As you can see, there's also one huge feature at the top that's allowing you to edit and create images using AI, but I'm not very crazy about that one, so I'm just gonna skip it. I'm sure the plugin does it great. So that has been it. So this again is the plugin. It's simply called AI. Go check it out, see what it can do for you. If you are interested in my plugin, my simple version, the plugin that allows you to just change the models used for all of it, of course you can find it on GitHub. Check it out. And yeah, that is pretty much it. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of using AI in a very specific way like that on your site. So we are not generating the whole site, we are not generating the whole article, we are just improving parts of it. So yeah, let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, subscribe. I'm Karol. You can find me at wpwork.shop and see you next time.